Alright folks, so today we're going to be starting the 5 times table. Let's get started with the whole table. So here's what we're going to be learning today. 5 times 1, 5 times 2, 5 times 3, 5 times 4, and we got more. I know you know that, but let me say that anyway. 5 times 5, 5 times 6. We're going to learn all of this, but we're not stopping there. We're gonna also learn 5 times 7, 5 times 8. Whoa, that 5 got messed up real quick. 5 times 8, 5 times 9. How about 5 times 10? Don't forget 5 times 11. And finally, 5 times 12. So, how are we gonna find this whole shebang? Well, I'm gonna show you step by step. But first, let me put in the little dots. We're going to fill up these little dots with our answers when we get them. So let us begin. Our first one is 5 times 1. So let me go downstairs. Let me write this over here. 5 times 1 equals. And what does this mean? We have 5 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each column has 1 dot. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And now count up how many dots in the whole shebang. So we have 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot, 4 dot, 5 dots. So 5 times 1 is 5. Why is that? Well, check it out. How many dots in the whole shebang? There's 5 dots. And so 5 times 1 is 5. So now we can go back to our table, write down that 5 times 1 is equal to 5. What about 5 times 2? Let's check out that one. So let me write 5 times 2. So again, we're going to think of the same thing, right? 5 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 dots in each column. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now the question is, how many dots in this whole shebang? How many dots are in this whole yellow thing? Well, to answer that question, we're going to count up the dots. So 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot, 4 dot, 5 dot, 6 dot, 7 dot, 8 dot, 9 dot, 10 dots. And so how many dots in this whole shebang? Well, we got 10 dots. And so 5 times 2 is equal to 10. We can go back to our table and we can write that 5 times 2 is equal to 10. Now let's do 5 times 3. 5 times 3. Well, what's that going to be? 5 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, each with 3 dots, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to count out how many dots in the whole shebang. How are we going to count up? Well, just do it, right? 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot, 4 dot, 5 dot, 6 dot, 7 dot, 8 dot, 9 dot, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And so how many dots in this whole shebang? Well, we got 15 dots, right? We just counted that up. So 5 times 3 is going to be 15. Zoom back out, go to our table. And so now we know that 5 times 3 is going to be 15. Now let's do 5 times 4. Let me write that 15 nicely. You can probably write better than me. So 5 times 4, let's do it right over here. So 5 times 4 equals, so I'm going to have 5 columns again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in each column, I'll have 4 dots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now count up how many dots in this whole shebang. How many dots? Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So, how many dots in this whole shebang? Well, we just counted up. There's 20 dots. And so, what's 5 times 4? Well, it's going to be 20, right? Because there's 20 dots. Let's go back to our table. And now we know that 5 times 4 is going to be 20, 20. And now our next one up, we did 5 times 4. Now let's do 5 times 5. Okay, 5 times 5. We're going to have 5 columns again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. And each of the columns is going to have 5 dots. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now count up how many dots in this whole shebang. So we're going to have 1 dot, 2 dots, 3 dots, 4 dots, 5 dots, 6 dots, 7 dots, 8 dots, 9 dots, 10 dots, 11 dots, 12 dots, 13 dots, 14 dots, 15 dots, 16 dots, 17 dots, 18 dots, 19 dots, 20 dots, 21 dots, 22 dots, 23 dots, 24 dots, 25 dots. And so, how many dots in this whole shebang? We got 25. And so we can write that 5 times 5 is going to be 25. So let's go back to our table. And now we can write that 5 times 5. Well, that's just going to be 25. Okay, now let's move on to 5 times 6. 5 times 6. 5 times 6. So remember, I'm going to have 5 columns, 5 green pillars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see that? We have 5 of these columns, 5 of these pillars, if you want to think of them. And now we're going to have 6 dots in each pillar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now count up how many dots in the whole shebang. Count up how many dots in this whole shebang. Well, let's do it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. So, how many dots in this whole shebang? Well, we have 30 dots. 30 dots. So 5 times 6 is going to be 30. And so zoom all the way back out. And we can go to our table right here. We know what 5 times 6 is. We know that it's going to be 30. And now I want you to notice a pattern. Do you see a pattern? Well, let me show you. Check it out. 5 times 1 here, 5 times 1 has, all of them have 5 columns. You see that? 1 pillar, 2 pillar, 3 pillar, 4 pillar, 5 pillars. All of them have 5 pillars, 5 columns like that. You see? All of them have 5 pillars here. This, let me highlight that out. This one has 5, this one has 5, this one has 5, right? You can see that, right? There's 5 pillars in this one, 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 5 pillars in this one. So all of them have 5 pillars, right? But what's different about them? Do you see anything different? Well, they have a different number of dots in each pillar, right? So this one has 1 row of dots, this one has 2, this one has 3, This one has 4, right? Do you see that? Each one has more and more dots in each pillar. So how many more dots? Well, each row has 5 more dots. You see that? 5 more dots in each pillar. So what am I trying to tell you? Well, can you predict what 5 times 7 is without actually drawing it? Well, yes you can. Check it out. To go from 5 to 10, how much do I need? Okay, let me make that smaller so that it's more obvious. So, and by the way, this is really not obvious. This is really actually hard if you've never done it before. But check it out. To go from 5 to 10, what do I need to add? Well, I know that 5 plus 5 is 10. To go from 10 to 15, what do I need to add? Well, I know 10 plus 5 is 15. To get from 15 to 20, what do I need to add? Well, I know 15 plus 5 is 20. To get from 20 to 25, what do I need to add? Well, I know that 20 plus 5 is 25. To get from 25 to 30, what do I need to add? Well, I know that 25 plus 5 is 30. So, to get from 30 to the next one, what do I need to add? Well, check it out. I've been adding the same thing every time. I've been adding 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So the next one, I should probably add 5. So 30 plus 5 is going to give me the next one, 35. And same process. I'm going to add 5 to 35 to get the next one, right? I'm adding the same thing. And 35 plus 5 is going to give me 40. You see the pattern? Add 5, you get the next one, right? What's 40 plus 5? Well, that's going to give me 45. Add 5 again. What's that going to give you? What's 45 plus 5 going to give you? That's going to give you 50. Add 5 again. What's that going to give you? Well, 50 plus 5, that's going to give me 55. Add 5 again. Add 5 again. And what's 5 times 12 going to give you? Well, it's going to give you 55 plus 5, which is 60. Right? And so now you have the whole 5 times table. You didn't even have to draw 60 dots. You see, that's the advantage of this way. So now, let me go ahead and do that again without all this complicated plus 5 stuff. So let me make that nicer for you. So we're going to write all of this out without the plus 5. So we're going to try to do it in our head. So 30 plus 5 is going to be 35. 35 plus 5, well, that's going to be 40. 40 plus 5 is going to be 45. 45 plus 5, that's 50. 50 plus 5, that's 55. 55 plus 5, that's 60. And now you have the entire 5 times table. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? All right, folks, let's review this. So we have 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 3 is 15, 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 5 is 25, 5 times 6 is 30, 5 times 7 is 35, 5 times 8 is 40, 5 times 9 is 45, 5 times 10 is 50, 5 times 11 is 55, 5 times 12, well, that's just 60. And folks, hopefully you enjoyed that lecture on the 5 times table. If you have any questions or concerns, leave a comment down below in the comment section and we'll check you out in the next one.